In 1650 to 200 BC, uh, Archimedes actually calculated, he was the first man who calculated the value of pi by using polygon. He estimated pi as being 3.14. Uh, he used regular polygon actually, regular polygons with regular polygons actually has equal side, and you try to work the length of the side um, and the angle inside the let me see the length of the side of the polygons like that, the length of the side there and the angle there of the polygon. He was trying to find out the perimeter of this polygon in order to estimate the value of pi, and this work led to the best definition of circle I can ever give, because we know that circle, from here we can actually deduce that circle is just a set of numbers joined with a common distance to the origin. As you can see here, it's, circle is there already. If you increase more of these numbers, you will form what is known as a circle. And then this curve joining the number is called the circumference of the circle, which is 2 pi r, and then the radius is there. The area covered by this circle is is pi r square, and the diameter, which is the distance from one end of the circle to the other end via the center, is just the sum of the radius, which gives us 2r. So that defines circle. So next we are going to have a look at the feature of the circle. So circle offers some useful features actually, and which are very important in the study of geometry. For example, we can have a circle like this, and the radius there. So when you subtend this radius like along this curve, you will end up with what is called an arc of the circle, which is just the part of the circumference of the circle, and it is subtending angle there, and the length of this arc is equal to the product of the radius and the angle it subtends in the circle, which is that angle times the radius. And this angle is actually the smallest angle in the circle, called rad, or you call radian, which is measured in pi. So when you go around, you will get like 2 pi, which is equivalent to 360 degree. And then the area bounded by the arc and the radius of the circle is known as the sector of the circle. This is a sector. Circle also gives us the feature, define a line called a chord. A chord is a line drawn from one circumference of the circle to another, but not crossing through the center of the circle. So this is a chord, is a line defined by the circle, and the area bounded under the chord of the circle and the circumference is called the segment of the circle. The segment of the circle. So when you extend this line, you will end up with something called a special line called the secant. And then circle also define another line which touches the circle at one point. That line is called tangent. It touches the circle at one point, and that point is perpendicular to the radius of the circle. So whenever you move anywhere, it will be perpendicular always. The circle define tangent for us. Circle also define different kind of triangles. For example, when you join a line from the center of the circle to the side of the chord here, which is the radius, so two of them will form equal side, and this is equivalent to isosceles triangle. Isosceles triangle, which Archimedes used in his polygon when he was trying to find the value of pi. Circle also can define a different kind of angle. Let's say this chord length is the same as the chord length there, and is the same as the chord length there, so that we have equal side of the triangle, and this will give us what is known as equilateral 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 triangle defined by this circle. And also, when you join another chord, when you draw another chord here and there, you will end up with the chords, these chords here, with different kind of different length, and this kind of triangle is known as scalene triangle defined by the circle. Circle define also what is known as right angle, as we have seen there. So you can see that circle define different kind of angles, different kind of lines, different kind of curve, different kind of shapes. And also we know that the total angle in a circle is 360 degrees. We also know that the smallest angle that we can have in the circle is called rad or radian, and it's measured in pi. So that if you have all round, we can say we have 2 pi, which is equivalent to 360 degrees, and this pi is very important in the trigonometric function. And circle also tells us that we can have lines of different kinds. So any line drawn like this, whether it's in a circle or outside the circle, that line has the total angle of the line, which is 180 degrees, just like the total angle in any triangle is also 180 degrees. So that we can find it here, and that's what circle teaches us. I hope this video has been informative, and thank you for viewing. And I hope you will be able to apply these skills in many areas of study, and yeah, it will be very useful for you. And we have seen the power of the circle. And something to remember here, just note that circle is um, the most powerful features of geometry. It defines all kind of angles, different kind of lines, different kind of shapes, different kind of curve, and you need circle if you want to have a secure system. And the circle has to be round so that its integrity has to be maintained. If you break the circle, its integrity will not be maintained, because it will be just like any other curve. And you maintain the integrity of the circle by pi. So pi